Oh baby, it's happening. More PlayStation exclusives are on the way to PC. Now, while the next one isn't going to be the Bloodborne everybody wants, it's not God of War, it's not Spider-Man, it's still a decent little game in Days Gone, but the exciting thing about it is Sony's Jim Ryan has noted that this is going to be the first in a slate of PlayStation games that are headed their way to PC. A lot to dissect, so let's talk about it. Okay, so Days Gone, first of all, was a game that released back in, I want to say, April of 2019 on the PlayStation 4. Got a little bit of a mixed reception for a variety of different reasons. I think one of those reasons was that the performance was lacking a little bit, and surprisingly, it was one of the few games that probably overstayed its welcome in terms of how lengthy it was. If they shaved off like 7 hours of gameplay to that game, it probably would have made the game a bit better. If you actually play the game on the PlayStation 5, it's considerably better because of the performance upgrades, running at a higher frame rate, and a lot of the bugs being worked out that really helped the game. So this is still a quality title coming to PC. I don't want, people to be disappointed that it's not a Bloodborne, it's not a God of War, it's not a Spider-Man. It's still a quality exclusive that is coming, and hey, it's just another game added to the pile of games that the PC will be offering. And PlayStation's Jim Ryan actually said a couple of interesting things as to why the game is coming to PC. It's pretty easy to, deduce yourself. Horizon Zero Dawn, first of all, did very well on PC, and the game sold well. The performance wasn't the best at launch, but it seemingly has gotten a lot better. And then you also factor in his thinking was that games are getting more expensive to develop. I don't know, how accurate that is, but hey, I'm going to trust him on that games are in fact getting more expensive to develop, and I've noticed that games are taking longer to develop, so that is something you have to consider, that instead of having a 2-year window between games coming out, it's now become a 3 or 4-year window, so you want to sell as many copies as possible. And he also noted that the games are easier to get onto multiple platforms and onto PC, so you can reach a wider audience. I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. I know that conventional wisdom makes console guys and PlayStation guys, and I have a PlayStation 5, I absolutely love it, I think it's a fantastic platform. However, there's always going to be this audience of people that are going to want a console no matter what. The Series X still sold out. It doesn't matter that all the Xbox games are on PC. PC has its audience, console has its audience. There's a little bit of a crossover, but I think people really overstate how big that crossover is. A lot of it is casual consumers are on the PlayStation 5, another portion of consumers are on PC. Those people that play League of Legends, Valorant, and all those games, and then a lot of the times they work themselves way up and then get a gaming PC on top of that, or whatever the case may be. Just know that there is an audience for console and there's an audience for PC, and there is a bit of a crossover, don't get me wrong, but again, I think it's way, way overstated how big that crossover is. It should be noted, look at the demand of the PlayStation 5. If we are actually talking about compelling exclusives that people are buying the console for, it's the Demon's Souls remake. It is one game, and guess what? A lot of the people that want a PlayStation 5, they're not buying it for Demon's Souls remake. Trust me, I know a lot of my boys that picked up a PlayStation 5. Why do they want the console? Oh, they wanted to play upgraded Destiny. Oh, they wanted to play upgraded NBA 2K21, Madden 21. That is a large portion of the consumer base that consoles are going after, and then they'll check out other games as well, but yeah, it's not going to affect the consoles one iota. I can understand why they would want to keep these games off of other consoles. I could understand why PlayStation would not want to release a Spider-Man on the Xbox, but I think PC, it's a whole different story, and I think it's just another revenue stream, and it's not even like they're releasing these games day and day on PC. Days Gone is 2 years after the fact. The game will be dropping this spring on PC. 2 years ago it came out on console, so, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to kill consoles. It's not going to kill the PlayStation sale. The PlayStation 5 is still being scalped to the heavens, and it's going for $1,000 on eBay. You think that Days Gone coming to PC is going to change that? No, it's not going to change that. It's just an additional revenue stream for Sony, and Bloodborne should be coming to PC sooner rather than later, because that game is 5 years old. People that wanted that game bought it on the PlayStation 4, and then there's people that crossover audience that is there. They probably bought the game on the PlayStation, and then they'll double dip and buy it again on PC. I know I would. I have the game on PlayStation 4, and I would buy the game again on PC. And it's just going to be significant revenue for Sony. And Days Gone, again, a pretty decent little title, but the exciting part about it, to me, isn't that necessarily Days Gone is coming to PC. That's fine. But Jim Ryan has completely opened the door to PlayStation exclusives coming to PC. This is the first in a slate of games. That is what he said. So now you can really take the handcuffs off, whether it be a Ratchet & Clank, whether it be that Order 1886. I know everybody's looking forward to some Order 1886 action on PC. Infamous Second Son, Killzone Shadowfall. You can talk about, obviously, your Bloodborns of the world, Spider-Man, Concrete Genie, God of War, Ratchet & Clank. I think I already said that. There's just a lot of games that I'd like to see come to PC from PlayStation. One of them being Persona 5, which isn't even a first-party Sony title. Atlas, come on, I bought your Persona 5 Strikers. I bought that Persona 4 Golden. Where is that Persona 5 Royale on PC, and where is that Catherine Full Body Edition on PC? But nevertheless, I think it's exciting all around, and again, for console people, like, you're still probably going to be getting the game way early before the PC people. Like, you're going to be getting God of War Ragnarok probably years before it even comes to PC, if it does come to PC. You're going to be getting Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart years before, and I'll be playing Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart on my PlayStation 5. I'm super excited for that game, but I'm also happy that years later, or, you know, however long they want to wait, it ultimately will be accessible to another audience of consumers, and that just makes sense for everyone involved. And Days Gone was a game that it did okay on PlayStation 4. Actually, it probably did better than expectations, but now it's going to sell probably millions more copies. Maybe millions is a stretch, but 1 million over the duration of the next few years? Yeah, probably it'll sell another 1 million copies, and selling 1 million copies digital sales on Steam, that's a significant amount of revenue for Sony, and again, if these games are getting more expensive to develop for, that is a huge coup for Sony. Now there is one question. It was just said that the game is coming to PC and more details are going to be unveiled. Not to put the tinfoil hat on it or anything, could it be an Epic Games exclusive? I mean, I'm sure Epic Games would be in that conversation. I think you're kidding yourself if Sony and Epic Games have not had some conversations. Remember, Sony struck a deal with Epic Games to make Godfall a timed exclusive on the PlayStation 5. What was the terms of that agreement? Was it to bring some of the PlayStation 4 exclusives early to Epic Games Store, maybe make them an exclusive for 6 months? That's easily a scenario I could see, so definitely interested to see how all of this plays out. You know, it's a lot of things in motion. Can every PlayStation game be an Epic Games Store exclusive for 6 months? I mean, with the money that Epic Games is throwing around, I wouldn't put anything past them to get like a God of War, to get, you know, a Days Gone 6 months to a year exclusive on the Epic Games Store, and then, yeah, it'll trickle on over to other platforms, or who knows, if they really want to roll in the big bucks, maybe get exclusive forever. I don't know exactly how the conversations are going, but if you think conversations aren't being had regarding that, I just think you're out of your mind. Again, I think the biggest indication is Godfall being a timed exclusive on the PlayStation 5. From a console standpoint, you'd have to think that conversations are also happening the other way around. So that is something to definitely consider. But at the very least, it means that these games are coming to PC. And ultimately, I think they will be on your platform of choice. Even if they are Epic Games Store exclusive, the fact of the matter is they'll be playable on PC. And that's better than them not being playable on PC. So let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Definitely let me know what games you'd like to see come from PlayStation to PC, because it looks like now the handcuffs are really off and we're going to be seeing more announcements in the very near future. That's going to wrap up this one. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.